Welcome back to Dr. Gingercat Frankenfoot DIY, the place where I create stuff. And you can too. This week is something special, a little bit more gruesome than we're used to on this channel. But you can dress it up or dress it down as you see fit. I'll show you along the way how to do that. This just takes some simple hot glue and a magic ingredient to bring your creation to life. It really is a simple project. It looks more complicated than it actually is, but it's a lot of fun. And this only took me one day, just 2 sittings to accomplish. So quick and easy. It looks way more intricate than it actually is. So let's take a look. You're gonna need paint, sponge brushes, hot glue gun, but not necessarily this over the top. Glue sticks. I'm using my old glue sticks because we're just going to paint over the top of it. I really do have more glue sticks that are newer, aren't so yellowed with age. Paint water, paint rag, reuse a canvas panel that you didn't like, dusty old frame you never thought you'd actually reuse, and so much more that I never put into this part of my videos. First, make sure that your canvas panel fits in your frame. Mine fit, but only in one direction. Looks cute. All right, video over. Bye. Actually, I have a video about the technique I used for this kind of project. And bend back all of these little pegs to hold the glass in and take it out. I marked the top of my frame, which happened to be the bottom of my canvas. This is the template for your hot glue. Don't hot glue outside the inside area, otherwise your frame and your image will lay weird. Yes, more eyeballs. And here's why. Here's my book from Hocus Pocus, and I made this about 5, 6, 7 years ago. I'm really proud of it. I looked up reference pictures on the interwebs and then just created the details with hot glue. These look like veins on here, but on the actual book, those are stapled pieces of flesh together. I couldn't get the look to look right at the time, so I just left them looking veiny. The snake details are also hot glue. The eyeball technique you've seen in my eye scream video, and I'll show you better in this video how I did this. They look very different from back then to now, so I've had to do a lot more work on the eyeballs. Back then, to make the eye look glossy and real, I just used nail polish. Lots and lots of clear nail polish. Yes, the side details done the same. And here you go. I didn't put any of the binding stuff on this one because I didn't have it in the movie. And here is the back, my best replica. This snake looks a little bit reproductive, and not my intention. Also, the seal goes around the book, which is actually just a box. And that is my spell book. Oh, super proud. Love it. Love it. Speaking of love, I absolutely love Evil Dead 2. So here's my Necronomicon. I built up the wrinkles and the facial features with many layers of hot glue to give it more depth and dimension. Painted the inside, it's a little more purple on the inside in real life, But yeah, more reference pictures, no binding on this side, and I didn't want to add that much detail anyway. But this is the part we're going to take a look at because this is the technique that we're going to use. I used a zigzag pattern and glued it along the way, but I'm going to show you something a little bit different this time. No, I'm not going to say the words. Well, maybe. Once you've found the perfect spot for your eyeball, go ahead and mark it. If you make it slightly off center or extremely off of center, especially towards the corner, the more unnerving it's going to look. I want my first patch to look like it was taken from around the eye. It's not anatomically correct, but it is still very off-putting. Add other guidelines for other patches of skin and just be creative with it. The more patches, the more hot glue. The less patches, the less hot glue. Just go for it. Make hot glue lines just either side of this line for a nice wide gap. Here's an example of how far apart I made my hot glue lines. You can make yours a lot closer together or much farther apart. You can add a second layer of hot glue over the top of this one once it has cooled. It makes for great drama, and you know how much I love drama. Here I am also softening this edge so that it doesn't look so harsh on the fleshy side. It could be a hard line on the incision line, but not so much on the fleshy side. Give yourself a nice dry eye by sanding it. You saw this technique when I was doing the eye scream. If you haven't, go take a look. It's a great video, I hear. I like to use my big fan brush to brush away any of the little hot glue spider webs or the little spiky bits just to clean it up. You can leave yours in too. It can look like little hairs. Besides the hot glue, the wrinkles and texture on here is something that you'll find very common around your homes, and it is toilet paper. Charmin Essentials is perfect for this. It doesn't have a lot of flowery patterns. As I've said in the past, I have many adhesives, and you can do this easily with Mod Podge, Elmer's School Glue, or Clear Glue. I'm going with School Glue because I have a lot of it. you've seen me mix paint 1,000 times already by now. I just wanted to show you the colors that I'm using, just setting a dark base for the shadowy bits, and then I'm just going to get lighter and lighter as I build up my layers. And these colors will give it sort of a more zombie feeling, some dead kind of flesh. Neon green goes a long way. Dry brush some on and use the big brush to just tap it out. Then I go in with an even smaller brush and just smaller details of some very light dry brushing some highlights on. Look at all the texture now. It could be done if you wanted it to be done. But wait, there's so much more. I start with these colors, my foundation layer. I want this to look old. I've had these skins for centuries, for eons, and of course there's not going to be fresh flesh. After this layer, you'll see that I will go back in and use a very, very thin amount of black just to darken it and age it up. Here I'm using just some jute twine, very thin, and I use that as my stitching. Before I would just glue down points, but this time I am cutting little tiny bits and gluing each end. That takes so much longer than I had expected. You're also going to need finger nubs! A little bit of glue is all you need. Little tiny strips. I measured mine as I went, but you can make yours as random of sizes as you'd like. Space them unevenly, some diagonal, some parallel, some going in different directions, and the less organized it looks, the creepier it becomes. Remember, we're slaying these bodies, we're stitching them back together. We don't care about uniform stitching, they're already dead. What? Let's bring a little bit of life back to these eyes. Maybe they have been alive this entire time. And secure it firmly back to the frame, and there you go. Let's get to the beauty shots.
And there you have it. Our creation has come to life.
I really liked how it turned out. I love doing this technique. The longest part in doing this is just waiting for stuff to dry. You can do a more stitched appearance and make it go zigzag. You can do one line and add staples. You can even make these look like veins, and you don't have to make it look like stitching at all. You can bloody it up a little bit more, or you can just have a full, just a fleshy piece here. It's really up to you. I've done a couple of eyeballs in a row now. I'm really into eyeballs right now. I went to the Oddities and Curiosity Expo, and it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed seeing all the eyeball art. So yeah, that's this. It turned out really great, and I hope that you have fun with this one too.
But wait, that is not all, imaginary friends. I've been keeping a terrible secret from you. This! Oh, the deformity! Oh, the mutation! It's dead! But wait! I, Dr. Gingercat Frankenfoot, can bring it back! I can breathe life back into this monstrosity! Turn the cranks! The storm is approaching! We can do this! I think we did it! Turn off the machine! Dare I look? Dare I check and see? My creation! No! No, it can't be! No! I'm a failure! A failure! Imaginary friends, there's movement. Let's go check it out. Ah, it's adorable.
Man, I've made worse. So next week is our last week of Crafttober. I am planning something special for on Halloween, but it's not going to be craft related. I just want to give you all a heads up there. I'm going to do a countdown of 20 of my favorite Halloween movies. So you can sit back and join me as we talk a little bit about some scary stuff. So next week, we're going to It's going to be awesome. So until then, bye. I don't know if you can hear that, but that is a real storm outside when I'm about to do a Frankenstein bit. Oh, let's hope this is a good idea. Just kidding. But they're just so darn cute.